Join me today as I show you one of the best versions of Gambit that we have ever had. Currently still have. Let's get into it. Here's the front of the box, looking good. Soft goods. Hey, love me some soft goods. Sometimes they don't work on a 1/12 scale. We'll find out if they do today. And the sides and stuff, yep, whatever. We're not here for the box, but those are some pretty cool action shots. I like that one. Maybe I'll remember to use it in the posing segment. But you get all kinds of accessories and accessories for the staff. What? How's that possible? Based on this guy, this comic version of Gambit, this price is probably gonna average $100, $90, I don't know. Well, we have a lot of stuff to check out, so let's just jump in, and then of course we'll compare it to this Gambit that is basic. Where do we start? There's so much. Let's just start with the base, the stand. It's kind of something similar to what we saw with, what's her face? Jean, the one I did prior to this, that video. So you get this arm, you get a claw to go on there, and then the nice thing here is you actually have a couple options to help hold his power effects, which is great, because sometimes big things like this are very, very heavy, and then the arm will just drop down, right? So you get a couple things that will plug into this straight pull and into the tiny little base that is included. So you got options, and I love options, folks. Y'all know that. Speaking of options, we got plenty of hand options. So let's start here. He's got these gripping hands, which he's gonna use obviously for that staff he's got to do some attack moves with. He's got these hands, which are just good old-fashioned Gambit hands, kind of card holding hands. So these fingers here on the left are curved, fingers on the right are straight. You got these hands, which are just kind of relaxed hands, so they're the same on the left and right. And these, which are like, hey, I'm throwing stuff here. He's almost like a stereotype of Brooklyn accents or whatever. Hey, I'm throwing stuff here. I'm Gambit, remember my name. These hands, which are gonna be used specifically for effects, as you see these clear sticky doos. And he's got this big old staff, which does match his costume, which is great. So you get the little details there, they're all lined up. You get this alternate head, which looks awesome. The details here are really good. I actually like this much more than the Jean Grey. This is so fantastic. And they actually did stubble really well. And that's something that I feel like, to compare, Hasbro is fine. I guess it's fine. It's better on him than it is on Wolverine. And this is the cartoon versus the comic, but that looks really good. What else? We've got these cards that are all charged up with this kind of flame looking effect, more than what I would expect out of his power, but I guess it's more comic accurate. And then you get this one, which is he's like probably still holding the card in his hand, but you know, it creates some motion, which is really cool. And then you get these effects, which this is like a larger flame piece, and you get this smaller one here, and these will go onto his staff. Then you get this 3-card effect, which actually looks really awesome. Now, the only thing that's happening here, and maybe this is just because it's charged up and the energy is there and the white, I feel like having a pattern of a card on those would really amp that up and look really, really cool. But whatever, it's fine. And then you get this one, which 3 cards again, but look at the effect going on here. It's so well sculpted, and I love this kind of translucent effect. This is beautiful. Heavy enough that you'll definitely need to use those stand pieces. Now, on to Gambit, the figure as it is in the box. He's got these punching fists on by default, which is always good because, you know, again, X-Men do punchies. Put that on a shirt, X-Men do punchies. And then you get this head sculpt, which again, like the other one, looks fantastic. It's very, very well done. I really, really like the paintwork here on the eyes and the facial hair. And just for a comparison, so you get the gritting teeth and then it's this kind of stern look. The details of the body here looking really, really nice. Let's take this jacket off. This is great when they are ball pegs. Ball pegs? Ball sockets, whatever, because you can get the wrist to be a vertical or horizontal hinge. So I'm always thankful for that. But look at him without his jacket. This is fantastic. So the details are all there, all the way down through the arms, the sleeves, the shoulders. This is very, very well done. I'm not totally sure how I feel about the shiny stuff, but it works better on him, I think, than it does on Jean Grey for some reason. Maybe it's because of the metal parts, but I think just a flat look would also be a really nice setup. but this is a beautiful figure. And of course, like we saw with Jean Grey, the articulation is probably going to be really, really good, but even better on him because he doesn't have a big long set of he doesn't have a long head of hair that's going to cause some concerns there. So looking down is perfection. Looking up is great. Not only the head, but the neck also has articulation. And then he's got butterfly joints for the shoulders, which is really, really, really nice. So he can actually cross his arms, which is really rare to see. And the wide spread going back. So if he's charging in for an attack or something, or falling down because he was just in the Blackbird. Look at this. This is so good. This is like, man, a posing dream. This is one of those things where, like, when you're on Instagram and then you just have some dude holding figures in a pose. It's like, man, why do hand photos get more likes than well-established shots? Anyway, I'm not bitter, along with all the other photographers. The articulation is really just exactly what you would want for a character that is from a comic book. I mean, good God, pulling poses from the page or something, this guy is really gonna do it. You got double jointed knees, you got toe articulation, it's perfection. And to make it even better, his jacket has a wire in it, so you can actually not only control the shape of the jacket all the way down and through the back, there's a wire going all the way through the back. You can do the collar as well. So if you wanted to have some action motion or something going on with the collar, you can do that. So the wire is everywhere. This is so good. And I've said it way before I ever touched this guy that that's a Mad Hatter quote. I have said it way before I've ever seen this figure in real life. This is the best Gambit that you could ever buy. It's so good. I mean, this is like the definitive version of a Gambit, and I am so in love with it and kind of upset because all of these Mafex X-Men that I'm gonna be reviewing come from Vexen Toys. Go check out his channel. So I have to send these things away when I'm done. I should have just committed when they came back out and they were re-released. So when I'm done with this review, that means I'm gonna go online and I'm gonna look and find if this thing is available anywhere, and I'm gonna buy it. Look at this beautiful figure, man. I mean, this is just, there's so much good stuff here. And if you like to pose your figures on the shelf in dynamic poses, this is a no-brainer. I'm already getting looks out of this guy that I could never, ever in a million years get out of this thing. Why? I mean, probably 70% of the reason is this jacket, because it's plastic. The look of the head is great because it's very much the cartoon, so I do appreciate the head sculpt and the tech that Marvel Legends has for this. I mean, come on, you can see through his jacket, it's plastic. This is such a basic figure for 25 bucks, and you only get like a couple effects. It's so simple, which now you probably can't even get him because of the releases are done. But that's generally an easier to get figure. It's more reasonably priced. However, this is perfection. This is the, you buy this one time Gambit and you never need to buy a Gambit again, unless you go with Mondo because you want the big boys. If you want cartoon, it's always Mondo, okay? I'm just saying it. But if you want comic book or you need an alternative to the show, this is just exactly the right thing to buy. How many times can I say it? What else is there to say? But as you can see, the weight of this thing, it does drop down, so you will need to use that little stand if you got this effect on there, but my God, it's just gorgeous. This is just a probably 10-minute review of me talking about how beautiful the figure is. Gimme one. And look, Mafex, they've got a lot of great figures. They got some new stuff coming out. But the thing is, there's no Rogue. How is that? That's like a no-brainer. People will buy every single Rogue you make. I mean, shoot, the Mondo one sold out super fast. So I think if you get a Rogue that is comic accurate, Jim Lee style, to go along with his Gambit, I mean, really, now's the time, folks. X-Men 97, this is like a perfect time to take advantage of that. So what are you doing, Mafex, Metacom Toys? Get that Rogue going, and a Jubilee, and a Beast, and everybody else. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this review, then click the top link and watch another review, because you might enjoy that one. I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.